All right, let's dive right in. Google is facing an absolutely massive existential challenge right now. Essentially, it has to cannibalize its own incredibly profitable legacy link-based search engine, and it has to do it before AI-native competitors beat them to the punch. It's a high-stakes balancing act, defending the past while desperately trying to invent the future.
So the question we really need to ask is this: does generative search reduce Google's take from the web, or does it actually increase its control over our commercial intent? I mean, this is the critical multi-billion-dollar question. Think about it. If AI search just strips away outbound clicks and ruins the web, Google loses. But if it keeps users inside Google's ecosystem even longer, well, the moat gets entirely rebuilt.
To unpack this today, we're going to use a strict three-layer framework. First, the intent logic, or the answer layer. Second, cannibalization economics, focusing on ecosystem friction. And finally, moat reconstruction, anchored in real Q1 2026 financial data. Let's get started.
Okay, layer 1, intent logic. We're looking at the shift from transit point to destination.
For decades, Google was basically a transit hub. You typed in a question, it gave you a ranked list of blue links, and shipped you out to the open web, monetizing your commercial intent along the way, of course. But generative search completely flips this into an answer model. Instead of sending you away, Google is now trying to satisfy your query entirely inside the search experience itself. Make no mistake, this is a tectonic economic shift.
To really grasp what's happening here, we kind of need to redefine what this company actually is. Google isn't just a search bar, right? It is the world's dominant digital intent platform. It monetizes search, video, cloud, devices, and AI infrastructure all under one roof. And why does intent matter so much? Because you and I literally type our deepest fears, desires, and shopping lists directly into Google. It is hands down the most valuable data in advertising.
All that intent translates into this massive flywheel. Step 1, we search because, well, Google is useful. Step 2, more searches create way better matching data. Step 3, advertisers pay top dollar for that measurable demand. And step 4, that revenue funds future AI. But generative AI disrupts this right at step 1. If usefulness now comes from direct AI answers instead of links, the entire engine has to adapt.
So, just to quickly wrap up layer 1, Google is shifting from a transit point to a final destination by internalizing the query. That completely disrupts step 1 of their historic flywheel. The conceptual shift is huge, but as you'll see, the economic consequences, those are even more profound.
Which brings us to layer 2, cannibalization economics. This is all about friction and the publisher ecosystem.
We absolutely have to talk about the data here because it is a stark reality. A 2025 analysis by the Pew Research Center found that when users get an AI summary, they click a traditional search result link in only 8% of visits. But without an AI summary, that number is 15%. AI overviews are literally giving users so much information up front, they simply stop clicking away.
And honestly, it gets even tighter for publishers. That exact same study found that users click the actual source links embedded right inside the AI summary only about 1% of the time. There's no way around it. This is a chokehold on outbound traffic. Users get the generated answer they want, and they just stay put. This dynamic deeply threatens what we can call the old bargain. Historically, Google and the open web had this amazing symbiotic relationship. Publishers spent money creating high-quality content, Google indexed it, we searched for it, and Google sent valuable traffic back to the publishers. Everyone won.
But if AI answers start killing off publisher traffic, the backlash is going to be severe. Reduced outbound clicks mean publishers lose the incentive to create the quality content that Google actually needs to train its AI in the first place. This leads to more paywalls, sites actively blocking Google's crawlers, and it poses a direct existential threat to Google's network revenue, which heavily relies on placing ads across a vibrant open web.
Recapping layer 2 real quick, the cannibalization is very real. Click-through rates dropping from 15% down to 8% are threatening the open web bargain and exposing the massive ad network to serious risk. Google is essentially breaking its old traffic bargain way before its new monetization model is fully baked. Moving right along to layer 3, moat reconstruction. We're anchoring this in Q1 2026 financial realities.
All right, let's look at Google's financial fortress. In the first quarter of 2026, search and advertising revenue hit a staggering $60.4 billion. I mean, that is the ultimate cash cow. But right beside it,
Google Cloud pulled in $20.0 billion. Cloud gives them a second, massive AI monetization channel, so they aren't just relying entirely on search ads anymore.
And the profitability of that legacy business is just wild. Google's services, which include search, generated an operating income of $40.6 billion with a massive 45.3% margin. Why does this matter for us? Because building generative AI requires mountains of cash for servers and chips. This legacy profit margin is essentially a sleeping money printer actively funding their massive AI infrastructure costs.
But here's the real surprise that caught Wall Street off guard. Google Cloud isn't just some massive money pit burning cash to build AI. It's actually highly profitable. In Q1 2026, Cloud posted a 32.9% operating margin. This proves their AI infrastructure is a true monetization engine. They are selling enterprise AI, data tools, and raw computing power at an absolute premium.
So what does this all mean? It means the defensive moat is structurally transforming. The old moat was pretty simple. Build the best index to monetize a click marketplace. The new moat is fundamentally harder but incredibly lucrative. Have the absolute best intent understanding, generate direct answers, and monetize an action marketplace. If they can embed sponsored steps natively inside AI overviews without breaking our trust, they win.
Wrapping up Layer 3, you've got a $60.4 billion search cash cow, legacy 45% margins funding the AI transition, and a rapidly scaling cloud business operating at a 33% margin serving as their powerful new engine.
Let's bring it all together for the macro summary. From toll booth to answer marketplace.
So how should we actually view Alphabet going forward after going through this explainer? Look, assuming AI kills Google overnight is just wrong, but assuming their old economics remain completely untouched, that's equally wrong. The proper framework views Alphabet as an ecosystem of incredibly dominant assets. You've got a transitioning intent marketplace in search, a massive subscription asset in YouTube, enterprise AI infrastructure in cloud, and ultimate distribution control through Android and Chrome.
Which leaves us with this one lingering question. Can Google transform from being the world's best list of links into the best monetized answer engine? If they increase time spent inside Google and create better ad surfaces, their valuation is going to climb. But if they destroy publisher trust and compress commercial clicks, they are in serious trouble. It is literally the defining tech transition of this decade. Think about that the very next time you type a question into that simple white box.